Hey guys, so I kind of got caught up a little bit yesterday and didn't post the video for my product highlight this week, so I'm posting it right now. So sorry about that, but I'm going to go over those products real quick just to remind you guys what they were, and then I'm going to show you all how they work on my beautiful face because I don't have anything on right now. So we talked about the foundation primer, which was the first one, so it has SPF 15, and don't mind my dog, that was him. But what it's going to do is a good foundation primer is going to give you a smooth face and canvas for your foundation to go on. It's going to fill in any cracks, little creases, pores, but it doesn't clog them. It's going to fill them in so then foundation goes on smoother so you use less so it doesn't fall in anywhere. And also what it's going to do is prevent oil from coming to the surface and getting that really oily look. And if someone has a little bit of dry skin, it'll give just a little bit of moisturization. So that's what I really like about this. And then, excuse me, next product I talked about was the makeup finishing spray. So I'll show you guys how I use this. What this is going to do is it makes your makeup stay on longer. It's breathable, oil-free, and dermatologist tested. So what it's going to do is you just kind of spray it on. And I'll show you how I do that, and it's going to set your makeup. It'll kind of feel damp at first, but it dries on, and it makes your makeup to stay on way longer. So that's what I really love about it is I've just recently started using it religiously, and my makeup doesn't like wipe off at all. If I have any like right here, it's not getting on any of my coats because I used to have that problem where if it would like rub off a little bit on the top of my coat, no problem whatsoever. So I'll show you guys how I use that. And then the next two pieces were our foundations. So first, our CC cream. So what this is our corrective complexion cream. It has SPF 15 in it. And what it is it's a light liquid foundation. So it's going to be like our old tinted moisturizer used to be, but a lot better. So it has 8 different benefits to it. I posted that on the video, or I'm sorry, on the Facebook page, and those were all there. But I really like this because it's super light and it is moisturizing if someone has dry skin, but it gives just a little bit of coverage, not too much. So I like this in the winter and like even going like right now when I want more makeup on, summer, spring, anytime when you want a little bit more makeup on but you don't want a heavy look. I like to use this with the Time Wise, and I'll show you guys that. But I also like this real quick just in the summer if I want just a little bit of coverage, just to kind of throw it on and go, and that's it, and you just have a little bit on. And then the Time Wise liquid foundation. So this is going to be like a medium coverage, but it's not heavy at all. I really love this. A lot of people are like, when they try it and they're like, oh wow, this isn't heavy. And it's really not. It's great. So it's going to be like a medium coverage. It comes in a combination to oily or normal to dry. So the combination to oily gives you a matte finish, so you don't have more shine and oil on your face at all. And the normal to dry, if someone has dry skin, gives you a dewy finish so you're not looking flaky at all in those dry areas. So that's what's really nice about that. I really like the matte finish, and I do actually have combination oily skin, so that's the one I use. And this comes in the different shades of Ivory 1 all the way to bronze. So I'm using beige 4. So I'm going to start first with our foundation primer. So what I'm going to do is I put about that much on, you guys will notice, and I just kind of put this all over, and I put it here as well, and I make sure I smoothly get it all over. Edge of my nose, especially where I have a little bit larger pores, because it's going to hide the look of your larger pores. So like right through here, and I have a few right in here. And then I let this sit on for a second. And then the next step that I actually use is the finishing spray. So if you want your makeup to stay on 10 times longer even, then what I do is I put the finishing spray on now. I do a couple little sprays. And then I actually put it on at the very end after I get on all my eyeshadow, all my cheek color, you know, everything in that way, including my mascara, all of that. And then I'll spray it on after, especially even on my neck if I put a little down here, because it will set everything. So that's what's really nice about that. So I kind of let this sit for a second. So I'm going to use this, and I'm just going to do like 2 sprays. So I kind of hold it about arm's length away, and I do 2 sprays and just make sure, and you can even do if you need a little down there, something like that. And then you just let this dry for a minute. So you'll notice it kind of looks a little bit shiny at first, just a little, but it dries pretty quick. And any questions you guys have, feel free to post them. And then as this is drying for a second, I'm going to take my liquid foundation brush. So I usually wash this. I try to wash it at least every other day. If someone has acne, it's really good to wash every single day just because you're getting, you know, all of that built up on here. But I wash it about every other day, or you can wash it, you know, every couple days, but it's good to wash frequently, and the brushes and bristles don't fall out fast. So it's pretty flat. You'll notice it's kind of got like a little bit of a shaved, chiseled look to it. It's super smooth, and what a brush is going to do is help your foundation go on smoother, kind of give you an airbrush effect, and you're going to end up not having oil from your fingers more on your face, so you're preventing less oil to go to your face. And so the foundation can rub into your fingers and kind of seep into the little pads of your fingers. This is going to prevent that, so you're going to end up saving more of your foundation, so it costs you a little bit better. Alright, so now that I've let that dry, I'm going to use my CC cream. So using the CC cream along with the liquid foundation, what it's going to do is the CC cream is evening out the skin tone on your face. We also have a skincare product that does that, but what this does is just for your makeup, it's evening it out. So I just do 1 pump, which gives me that much there. And I'm just going to kind of do some dabs all over. So I don't do a whole lot. I would use a little bit more if this was just by itself. And I including go down here. So I'm just going to use this liquid foundation brush and rub it in. So I'm not using a whole lot, so it's going to give just a little bit of coverage, but it's going to even that skin tone out. I'm using our light to medium shade. We do have a very light, which is a shade under this, and then we have a few other shades as well. And I'm getting down here. Some people like to go all the way down, or some people like to go just right here. I'm really matching well to my skin tone, so I'm not necessarily needing to go down here, but I just like to kind of have it all even anyway. Do the tip of your nose, don't forget that. You want to make sure you get like all the way up to your hairlines, all the way around, because you want to make sure it's nice and even. Okay, so now that I've got that on, I'm going to let this sit for just a second because I want to apply another layer versus just mixing the two, so you just want to let this dry for a second. So, and I don't have to wash the brush between the 2 different kinds or anything like that. So. Alright, so now I'm going to take the liquid foundation, and a little bit of it's in here, so that's why I'm kind of digging in some out of here. So I'm just going to take a little bit, do some dabs all over, and now what's nice is with doing this, you don't have to use a lot of either foundation. You're basically using half of what you would normally use if you were using each one just by itself. So I usually just kind of start putting some on, rubbing it in, and then seeing if I need any more in other places at all. And sometimes if I'm getting real glammed up, I'll put on some concealer and things, which I'm not going to do today. There goes my lovely hair. But later on, I'm going to do that for another product highlight. So, and I'm going to do just I just did like a dab. It goes a long way. And I'm just adding a little bit to my cheeks here. This brush is so soft, and then you don't even have like any issues from it being too hard or too rough on your face at all. And then again, I'm going to take just a little bit, and I'm going to go down here. Just kind of make sure you get back there. Alright, a little bit of a close-up here. You can go on your lids if you'd like. Just going to do them since I'm not going to be putting on any shadow for you guys. See how I got that nice and smooth all the way around? And it doesn't really look like I have foundation on, but it does look like, you know, my face looks a little bit different. Sorry, my dog. So it does look a little bit different. Some of those just little splotched areas are nice and covered up. So I would put the rest of my products on, the rest of my cheek colors, things like that, anything else I was using, and then I would do another 2 sprays and 1 on my neck of this again. So that's basically how it works. And I'll show you guys a nice little close-up. No redness, no color. It's covered really well. So yeah, so there is a little tutorial for you guys on how those 4 products work together. So I really, really suggest them because, sorry, hey, stop. Because if you don't use this, you'll really notice it in more your pore area, so it covers that really well, which is nice. And this really gives a good skin tone, kind of just mutes everything out before you apply this. So that's why I really love both versus just one or the other, but both are really great products by themselves as well. And this has become my newfound love. So any questions, feel free to ask. Go ahead and post them on here. I'll get back to you guys. This will be up on the VIP page, and if you would like to purchase any of these products, I'm doing for this week, you can try the products at my cost and see how you like them. And all I ask is that you take a before picture and an after picture, and you use them for 7 days. And if you don't like the products, then you can return them to me and I give you your money back. And if you do like the products, then of course you can keep them and continue to use them. And yeah, so I have space for a few more people to be demos for me for this. And if you're all right with it, then once you do these, I'll allow your pictures to be posted, and I'll do before and after pictures to promote. And if you have any other questions, feel free to ask. All right, thank you everybody for tuning in. See you next week.